How's it going, YouTube? This is FourthStarTCG and welcome back to some more TCG Online content. Sorry I haven't been putting this out lately. I've just been very busy and my TCGO was actually crashing a lot. I could not get it to work, but everything's good now. Finally got it back and I have some great decks to be going over for you guys. These are decks that have been doing, these are top tier decks that have been doing very well at championship tournaments, placing top 8 in tournaments. And the first one we're going to be going over is Mega Rayquaza. I don't think I've ever done a deck list or deck video on this, and it is just fantastic. I love this deck. I could never get it to work, but some people other than me have gotten it to work. So here is the deck that I have made. It's not an exact copy of the deck lists that people have out there, but it is very similar. So pretty simple deck list here. It's really not that there's not a lot of stuff in here that isn't intuitive, but of course we'll go over everything. First up, we got 3 copies of Rayquaza EX. We run 2 of the Intensifying Burn. The reason we run this is so that we can, you'd usually run the dragon ones, but now that Joltik is out of the format, you really don't mind this lightning weakness too much. But we do run one of the Dragon Claw ones just in case we go up against something like a Zebstrika deck. And we, yeah. So we run 2-1 of these Rayquazas. Pretty simple. You're really never going to be using them. Our main attacker, of course, Mega Rayquaza EX. We have 3 of them. Here's the attack Emerald Break, 30 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon. Awesome attack, just 3 colorless energy. And we also have the Delta Evolution Ancient Trait. You may play this card from your hand to evolve a Pokemon during your first turn or on the turn you play that Pokemon. So you can evolve on your first turn, very good. Often you can end your first turn with a Mega Evolution. If you can't find that Spirit Link, can be very helpful. And it also helps in getting out a Rayquaza. You can, from nothing, you can power up a Mega Rayquaza in 1 turn, which is absolutely amazing, and that's kind of what this deck is built to do. So now we have a ton of supporting Pokemon. These are all EXs. This is not a cheap deck to build. I have to say this, guys. If you're looking to play Mega Ray, you have to invest in 4 copies of Shaymin EX, which is just a ridiculously expensive card, but you need 4 copies to make this deck work. The ability setup: when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Helps you get all your resources that you need as quickly as possible, and it's just a wonderful card. So we play 4 copies of Shaymin EX. We play 1 copy of Magearna EX because we are playing the Metal Ray version. You can also switch out the, you can sort of choose which flavor of Rayquaza you want. You can swap out the Magearna for a Manaphy and run Water Energy and have free retreat and mobility. You can swap out the Magearna for a Jolteon and play Lightning Energy and have a sort of more anti-meta deck, especially with the advent of Turbo Darkrai. I would argue for playing the Jolteon build, but of course that's even more expensive, so we're going to be going with the Magearna build today. That's pretty good. It helps you out a lot against a lot of your more difficult matchups, stuff like Mega Scizor, where it's going to discard your it can't discard your special energy because it's an effect of an attack. There are all sorts of other stuff. I don't exactly know everything, but attacks that will induce status, they don't affect you. Yeah, so it's just it's a nice addition to this. It provides another bench space, and it's fairly good. Next up, we have 2 copies of Hoopa EX. Hoopa EX, essential to this deck, the ability Scoundrel Ring. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you can search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon EX, except for Hoopa EX, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck afterwards. That basically means that anytime we have an Ultra Ball, we're just good to go, because we grab our Hoopa, we Hoopa for 2 Rays and a Shay, and then we just go off. even we do play just 3 of like ideal starting Pokemon, so chances are we're going to start with a Shaman, a Magearna, a Hoopa, and that's why we play 2 Hoopa, just in case we start with 1. But yeah, this means that even though you can start badly, you can get the Hoopa out, you can find something that can get you out of that. And for the final Pokemon, we play 1 copy of Dragonite EX. Dragonite, new Pokemon from Evolutions, helps this deck run very smoothly. The ability Pull Up, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may put 2 basic Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. So if you've had Rayquazas knocked out, you need more Shamans, you need another Hoopa. Usually you only need to use your Hoopa once, but this can help you draw more cards through Shamans. It can also help you fill up your bench space for Emerald Break, and it's just a great card to have in this deck. Next up, we play 1 copy of Buddy Buddy Rescue. These now into the trainer cards here, of course. Each player puts a Pokemon from his or her discard pile into his or her hand. Not played too much, but it does work in this. If your Dragonite gets discarded, you can chain that Buddy Buddy Rescue into 3 bench spaces, which is great. 1 copy of Escape Rope. As we did say, we're often going to start with a bad Pokemon in the active, so we're going to want to get that out of there somehow. We play 4 copies of Mega Turbo. The reason we play 4 is because this is an essential card in this list. We want to be able to power up a Mega Rayquaza in 1 turn. So having those 4 Mega Turbos really allows us to do that very well. 1 copy of Super Rod, just a standard, whoops, there goes my Super Rod. Gotta be careful with that. But, okay. We'll put back in the Super Rod. Lovely. And we'll go back, and we won't click on anything anymore. 4 copies of Trainer's Mail for consistency, 4 copies of Ultra Ball, and 4 copies of VS Seeker. You're really going to be maxing out on your staples in this deck list. 4 copies of Skyfield, 8 Pokemon on your bench, pretty standard in Mega Rayquaza. You only play 1 copy of Hex Maniac, a couple Ray lists play 2, but it's going to be difficult for Volcanion to hit that OHKO number, and they hit 210, so you're going to be able to OHKO with 7 Pokemon on your bench, not 8, which is nice. And I'm assuming they have a Fighting Fury Belt attached, because Fighting Fury Belt's just a ridiculous card. We play 1 copy of Lysander, fairly simple. Just bring out a Pokemon on the bench. Some deck lists play 2, but in this list we've favored consistency and speed over supporter techs. 1 copy of N. You're always going to want to be ahead in the prize trade, and you have 4 chances to get 6 cards in your hand via Shaman. So N really not a essential card in this list. That's why we only play 1, and we play 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, as that draw power is very good, and that's consistent draw power throughout the entire game. 1 copy of Skyla. Skyla is very good in this deck. We can search our deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. I found with this list that you often find that you need 1 card. You'll start with a Shaman, you'll have a Ray powered up, and you need that Floatstone. You have a Dragonite in your hand, but your bench is full and you need a Skyfield. You've got a Ray with a DCE on it, but you need that Mega Turbo. So Skyla can be very helpful in this deck list. A lot of decks don't play it anymore, but in Mega Ray, Skyla is very helpful. Also, we don't play Puzzle of Time in this list, so Skyla can help us out finding those specific trainer cards we need. We also play 2 copies of Floatstone. As you see, we have all sorts of Pokemon. Hoopa's got a 2 retreat cost, Dragonite's got a 3, I think Magearna is only 1, which is nice. But yeah, so Floatstone helps if our Hoopas or our Dragonite get Lysandered up. This is something that's a little interesting. We play 4 copies of Rayquaza Spirit Link. The reason being is because we just want to blitz the field. I know you guys are saying, well, you only have 3 copies of Rayquaza. Chances are you're only going to get out 2 Rays in a game, but you want to have them as quickly as possible. The 4 Spirit Links allows us to hit those Spirit Links as quickly as possible, get them down, and evolve just ASAP, which is really important in Mega Ray. You don't want to be whiffing those Spirit Links. As on the first turn, it's okay if you Mega Evolve in your turn, but later in the game, missing that Spirit Link is just really bad. And to round out the deck, we got 4 copies of double colorless energy and 5 copies of metal energy, fairly standard. So that's pretty much everything on that deck. And now let's get a couple games here. Deck has unsafe changes. Super odd, right? Here you want to discard them. Yes. Okay. So we'll grab a match here. I am fairly high on the ladder, which is good. So we'll be getting some high quality matches, hopefully. I did play a couple matches. I played up against Delphox Break and Brilliant Arrow Mega Gardevoir before recording this video. So hopefully we'll find an opponent fairly quickly. And we'll be able to get into it. So it looks like my opponent is playing either Turbo Dark or Yveltal. No Garbodor, which is good because we rely on our abilities a lot. But Svang 20. The Turbo Dark matchup is interesting. You have a good shot of beating Turbo Dark, but sometimes they do play Enhanced Hammer, which can be unfriendly for this deck list. Yeah, as you see, like, we have a horrible start here. No raise, but this is fine. We have a Hoopa in hand. We're going first, so we can just blitz the field right away. Only thing I would want, yeah, so we see Yveltal in this. I'm just going to start off with a Hoopa, and we will search our deck for 3 Pokemon EX. Check our prizes. Looks like we have all of our Shaymins are there, all of our Rays, our Magearna, our Hoopa. 1 Mega Turbo is prized, 1 Trainer Mail, 1 Ultra Ball, 2 VS Seeker are prized, so that's something I need to note. All of our Sycamores are there, 1 Floatstone's prized, all of our energy is there. Okay, that's lovely. So we'll go all the way back, and we will grab our, whoops, just like I said, we're going to grab 2 Rays, and I think we're actually pretty good, so I think we'll grab 3 Rays right here. We'll just get everything going. They might have, I don't know, I think, okay, we'll grab 3 Rays. So there we go, we'll just throw all of those down. And now we're going to Ultra Ball away this, and unfortunately, yeah, we have all of our Mega, I think we're like 1 Mega Turbos prized. I don't want to throw away 2 energy here, that's the only thing. I'm going to grab the Mega Ray just in case we whiff it off the Shaymin. I'm fine drawing less off of the Shaymin just for the guarantee that we're going to have a turn 1 Mega Rayquaza out. And yeah, so we would have whiffed it. I don't really want a Sycamore here. I think I'm just going to Mega Evolve and end my turn. So a fairly good start. We've got 5 Pokemon on our bench already. Unfortunately, we didn't find a Skyfield. Looks like my opponent is just playing straight Yveltal. Level Ball. You don't really usually see that in Yveltal, but we'll see what they're able to come up with. Got the Reverse Valley. It's good that he played a Stadium first. And it's good that we don't see Parallel City. Yveltal's Zoroark. Whew, you gotta watch out for that Zoroark. That is going to destroy us. Okay. So, unfortunately, our only option is to Sycamore here. It really sucks to lose all of this, but we do have our Super Rod still, so we can get that back. Unfortunately, our only option here really is to Sky Return up. Hate to say that, but there's really nothing else we can do. I am afraid of something like a DCE Zoroark drop. Those are all 2 retreat. I suppose we can just put our Mega Ray up. He won't be able to one-hit KO us. He would only be doing 160, I believe, with Mind Jack. And he's gonna Steven here, which is interesting. For a Skyline and Energy. Pop that Dangerous Energy and hit us for 90. So this is going to be extremely painful if I were to Sycamore. He is at... what's his HP right now? 180. Yeah, so we KO just with a Shaman, which is nice. We pop the N. That's lovely. Okay. So we are going to N here. We're going to N him out of the Skyla that he found. And we are... yeah, this is great, because we were somewhat behind here. Hopefully we can find... there's a Link, which is good. We already had a Link, but... grab that Ultra Ball. And... could play Delinquent. I doubt it. Just doesn't seem like the deck that would play that. But we are going to get out another Mega Rayquaza just to have that. And we are going to knock him out with 180 damage. Dangerous Energy is going to hit us back, but we will have 2 prizes here. There are 2 VS Seekers. So it looks like we're going to end next turn. As he puts out the Shaman, which I guess it still could mean that he has the Zoroark. Needs that DCE. Unfortunately, do we have a Lysander in the discard pile? No, we don't. Because that Zoroark is scaring me. And he is going to parallel us here, I would assume. You see a Shaman drop. Needs that DCE. There it is. So this is going to test us here. He doesn't parallel. I don't know why he wouldn't parallel. Does he not think that we have something here? I am going to Float Stone this Hoopa. I could N him down. Or I could Sycamore. How many VS have I used? None. Alright, I'm going to... yeah, because I'd be down to 4 cards, so I can't N. Have to Sycamore here. We need everything, and we grab everything. There we go. That's why we run those 4 Mega Turbos. Lovely. And Emerald Break is going to knock out this Zoroark. We have a full HP Mega Ray. He does have that Zorua down. I personally wouldn't put it out, because if you evolve into Zoroark, you can always stand in. There's an Enhanced Hammer. Not affected by Magearna. And he is going to parallel us, but we can just drop one of our Shays right here. and another one of our Shays, and we have that Sky Field to respond. Have not found our Super Rod yet, which is annoying, as our damage output is pretty lowered right now. We've ran into almost everything we can to go up against Mega Ray in this match. We've hit Enhanced Hammer, Parallel City, Zoroark, now an N. So Counter Stadium N is probably one of the best ways to get rid of Mega Ray. But, I mean, we shall respond. And 90 damage is enough to KO this. I'm not playing the Sky Field because there's really no need to right now. We don't have any Pokemon to put down. So unless he manages to chain some more Enhanced Hammers, and he delinquents us, which is okay. That Sky Field is important. We need our Super Rod. Evil Balls for 140, that's a lot of damage. We need a supporter here. Lysander. Okay. We are only hitting 90, but we are going to force him. What's this Yveltal's retreat cost? 2. Anything's going to need a 2-hit KO, that's the thing. So our best shot is to Lysander out this Yveltal and attempt to hit it, because he can't, he's going to need to find some way to retreat in the next turn. If I Lysandered out Shaman, he could find a DCE and Sky Return, getting rid of all that damage. So that's why Lysandering Yveltal was the best play. Now he's gonna need to find a DCE in order to retreat. Whereas if it was Shaman and he couldn't find the DCE, yeah, so he's gonna so we were able to come back from almost everything that would counter Mega Ray, which is pretty awesome right here. That's really nice. So I think we will get another match with Mega Rayquaza. And looks like, yeah, we're going up against some powerful decks here. This looks like this is maybe Darkrai Garb. We do lose the coin flip, which is not terrible with Mega Ray. You always want to go first, but if you don't, you can pull off a turn 1 Emerald Break. So it looks like we are playing. I see Max Elixir, I see Dark Energy. And we actually get a really nice start. Gonna start off with Intensifying Burn. And we are going to put this down because we aren't going first, so we could N us out of it. And we do see Yveltal. Fright Knight is a bit of a threat for us, but it's really not. It's not terrible because we do have the. It's not as damaging as it would be to other Mega Evolution decks, because we have the Delta Evolutions we can evolve on our first turn. Yeah, pretty nice. So I assume we are just going to Mega Evolve. We're going to Spirit Link down here. I am somewhat afraid of a Delinquent. I know, and if he hits a Delinquent, it's pretty much GG. And that would happen if I just Mega Evolved. And yeah, so the end turned out well. We are going to be able to get some setup here. We're going to Ultra Ball away Hex and a Float Stone in order to grab our Hoopa. And Hoopa is going to give us a... I think we already have a Shaman in hand, so I guess I want a Magearna and a Mega Ray. The Spirit Links won't matter, and I don't want to have a... I have a Shaman in hand, so... I guess it's just... Yeah, the Spirit Link is kind of a dead card, that's the only thing. And I could somehow put a Floatstone on this Mega Ray if I had to. But I guess just to draw more off of Shaman. Yeah, so that's pretty much going to do it. I'm just going to Mega Evolve and end my turn here. And if my opponent does not find another Pokemon, it's GG. You see that trainer's mail? Yeah, the Yveltal is, or the baby Yveltal with Fright Knight's just so good against EX decks because you can hit those Shamans. Get those knockouts. He fails a trainer mail, and he is going to end. We play 4 DCE, so I'm not too worried. Yep. So we get N back into 1. I think he maybe gave us an extra card, but he does find that extra Pokemon, which is very important. He's just going to keep trainer mailing. Not sure what he got there. Ultra Ball is Ultra Ball for a Shaman, I would assume. Hoopa, there we go. There we go. Now he's getting started. So we're going to see the Hoopa come out here. He's going to pull Darkrai. There we go. Darkrai, Shaman. Now it's a game. I don't see Garb, which is good. A Lysander here would be really nice. Yeah. Probably would be why you'd play 2 Lysander in this deck list for something like this. But he's just pulling through his deck pretty quickly here. He has already played a supporter for the turn, I believe. Yes. Okay. So we are able to pull that Floatstone. We're going to have to DCE here. Lysander, Skyfield, something. I mean, I could Hex him, but that's not really going to do anything. We'll grab the Ultra Ball. We don't have any energy in the discard pile for our Mega Turbos, so we're going to throw that and the Spirit Link out. And I really don't see anything we need right here. I'm just going to fail that. Pop the Floatstone down on the Hoopa so that we can hit 150 and hopefully pull something like a Lysander and a Skyfield off of this. We have 2 Trainer Mail, which is good. Still no Lysander. I guess we will take the Seeker. And Lysander, no. Sycamore. So we are going to be able to KO this right here. We're going to get rid of that nuisance Fright Knight, which is pretty good. Hopefully Skyfield or a Lysander off the prizes. No, super odd. Really are looking for that Skyfield plus Lysander. He is going to be able to hit us for some damage here, but he's going to Lysander out a Shaman, and then VS Seeker for a Sycamore, and Dark Pulse, just for 90. There's our Skyfield, which is wonderful. And I don't really want a Super Rod here. I can Mega Evolve now. Mega Turbo. There's nothing we can Dragonite, but I do need that for the knockout. We're going to Shay. We need an Energy. Oosh, 2 DCEs. Painful. But it's what's needed. We are going to retreat. Throwing away that DCE. And I guess I can Hex him for next turn, and he's going to forfeit. Lovely. Yeah, so there we go. Mega Ray coming through yet again, beating another top tier deck in Turbo Darkrai. I'm pretty sure that was maybe like an exact copy of the winning deck list from what's it called? Athens Regionals. So nice, we get this Ancient Power Archeops, which is pretty sweet. Some nice rewards on the ladder today, I have to say. Expanded cards, really nice. Donphan, Archeops, and Landorus EX. So I think that is going to do it for today's video. We got 2 awesome matches, 2 great wins versus top tier decks in Yveltal and Turbo Darkrai. So Mega Ray really coming through in that. You were able to see how it can respond from something like a Parallel, Zoroark, all sorts of different things. I'm super glad that we finally got Mega Rayquaza to work. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more TCGO videos.